underwhelming from the games that I've seen, and I do like what's announced. I think they made all the right adjustments. They're not going to lack damage. They have ability to punch back early on in the draft as well. I think we might go to game 3 here.
Okay, and are you expecting a bit of an action-packed game with that in mind?
Yeah, most definitely. You have these heroes who come online super fast, maybe a point in Exort for the Invoker. They do have the setup in the side lanes, so a little bit of oomph that could come out from the Invoker early on could secure them the kills.
I just want 3 games. I don't want lower bracket games where it's 2-0. You know,
Sure.
I want the low bracket to be the most, painful experience possible, where, you really got to earn your way
entertaining
through.
experience possible.
No.
Whether it's going to be entertaining, I think it's going to be entertaining either way, because we're going to watch some top tier Dota. That's just the way it goes here at the road to the international. Before we head to game number 2, though, we're first going to hear some words from the BB team coach, Bull.
Thank you very much, Shiva. Yes, I'm here with Bulk. And firstly, did this draft go how you expected? And do you feel like you got the upper hand?
Драфт пошел по плану. Чувствую, что у вас есть преимущество.
Не думаю, что у нас есть какое-то большое преимущество. Мы не ожидали инвокера.
I don't think that we have like much of. I don't think that they have much of advantage, and they did not expect the invoker.
I see. Okay, so they stole your Invoker, actually. Do you think we'll see Copy be able to repeat GPK's Game 1 performance?
Они скопировали плейстайл, взяли инвокера. Как ты думаешь, смогут ли повторить успех PK?
Надеюсь, нет.
Hope not.
All right, and what does your draft do better than theirs?
В чем ваш драфт лучше, чем их?
Да ни в чем, у них тоже хороший драфт.
Not much. They also have a good draft.
All right, cool. So feeling pretty even in this one then.
Чувствуете себя достаточно равными, да?
Yes.
All right. Sounds like we got a very exciting game on our hands, which means we're going to throw it over to our casters who are ready for this one. It is Sunsfan and Zinrin to take it away with game number 2.
Thank you, Nomad. This is game number 2 between BB Team and Nouns.
That was...
Yes.
Those were some short answers from Bulk, but I'm just going off previous interviews that I've seen from him after drafts and tournaments. I think I want to say it's relatively rare that he finds drafts to be that even.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
That stood out to me a little bit. I know a lot of captains or drafters or coaches, when they get interviewed, will just say, yeah, both teams have good drafts. We'll see who plays better or whatever. But he usually has a little bit more to say about what advantages they have or whatnot. So I think he genuinely thinks this one's going to be a close one, and I feel the same way. I guess standout heroes, the fact that Nouns got Sand King at the end of the second phase. This hero has been banned against them in their last mini games. And the Treant went through the draft, and that one got snagged up by BetBoom. Will lead to an interesting game here. So, hang on. A little bit of pressure here onto Saika in the bot lane, as a Gunner as well as Lelis will bring what they can. This lane, I think, so I found it interesting how on the panel they were a little bit split. How it sounded like T-Gov was favoring BB's lanes and Effie was favoring Nouns' lanes, which usually they pretty much agree that one team has the stronger laning stage. So again, perhaps that even more plays into the drafts are pretty even. I don't really have a strong favorite in the laning stage, but I do agree that it's incredibly important in this one because both teams have the potential to really accelerate.
Yeah, I mean, we've watched BB Team a ton in the past couple of years, and this is basically their forte, is winning lanes and then getting a big lead and then throwing that lead away and then still winning sometimes out of that, enough to get a lot of top 3 performances. Is Gunner, Swarm applied to him? Is he just going to tick down to this? Yes, first blood to Nightfall. Yeah. Not often you see the Swarm actually get the last hit. But
they got the level 2 first. That's a lot of the time. True. This is how first blood goes down in these kind of side lanes. And it was by so little too. Gunner almost level 2 and Lelis just now cracked level 2. So that one extra deny, sometimes is all it takes. And yeah, Weaver plus Treant is a dirty lane to get level 2 in first. Both heroes get so much stronger on that level 2 timing, and they will grab that for themselves. So a nice start for Saika here on the Weaver. We'll bring him to the top of the net worth. Pangolier. Shannon,
Hell yeah.
one of your favorite heroes has a really bad win rate this turn.
Oh, it's because he's been nerfed for 10,000 patches in a row.
And not only is his win rate not great, he generally has been picked very late in drafts and still lost.
Yeah.
You know, the patches where he would sometimes have pretty high win rate, he would be picked overall first or maybe second. This time with even more information, the hero still isn't bringing home the wins. So I guess that's one concern here, just statistics going against BB Team in that regard.
Yeah, I think Barbecue Team, they picked both Pango and Doom. And Doom has been struggling big time in this tournament.
True.
So we'll see if they cancel each other into a win.
Yeah. I guess, okay, which force is stronger? Is it the low win rate heroes or is it BB versus nouns?
Yeah.
What is the...
That's a great
question. Because they're 3-0 against them so far in the tournament.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a good matchup for now. As Copy getting really low to GPK. GPK has been pretty strong so far today, Cinderin. He had a crazy Storm Spirit game, which is kind of his signature hero, if you will. But this time with the Pangolier, we'll see if he can bring that to another level as well. Miro on the top lane playing the Doom, which we talked about, has a very low win rate. What do you think it is about this hero that is just not working, yet it's still, in theory, so good that teams keep picking it?
I feel like it's starting to get a couple more wins recently.
It did get a couple, yeah.
Yeah, so
increased probably from like 10% win rate to 15.
Oh, it's better than that at this point, surely.
Yeah, maybe.
I think he's competing with Pango to who can reach 25 first. What is it about it? Well, I think in part, in some of the matchups that has been picked, teams have been quite good at kiting out the Doom ability. So once it gets cast, they're resetting, they're using their own items. The BKB, they just full reset fights very well. Teams are picking decent saves a lot of the time. Nice body block on Yuma here from Miro. Will actually probably get him killed.
Yeah,
what
Yuma
a nice
burning down to the scorched earth. Blood grenade to follow, though, from Flight. Gets blocked by his own creeps. No, not able to get any sort of trade there.
So yeah, teams are doing a better job at dealing with being doomed, and I also think there's a decent part of this hero historically has been since the changes to Scorched Earth, he's been better at laning gunners. Actually dead.
Yeah, the grasp will take him.
Oh boy, this is a 2K lead minute 5.
Yeah.
This is not looking hot already for nouns in this matchup. BB Team, well, they have made a name for themselves for, I want to say 2 things. 1, insane laning, and 2, converting it half the time. But against this team, they've converted it 100% of the time.
So far, yeah, that is accurate.
So this is obviously a very, very good look for them with this start.
I mean, I would say because of their history, BB Team are maybe the most interesting team in Dota.
Decent damage on Toronto Tokyo. They'll bring it back the other way.
Oh dear. Third death for him is coming. Nightfall takes it. Yikes. This is not looking good for nouns. On the other side, I mean, we've seen this from time to time from the Breakfast Bunch team, and off to a good start. 4-0 lead right now. Only 1K, but just feels like all these lanes are going quite... I mean, how's this mid lane going? So Copy 28-5 versus GPK 32-8.
Yeah, it's even, and I think that's generally how this lane is going to go. The main thing Invoker offers in this regard is you're going to keep mana burning Pango, so it's hard for him to rotate. But you're not going to prevent Pango from getting CS Fly.
Yep, level 3 Tusk against level 6 GPK. Okay, Snowball. See if he can time it correctly. Is he actually going to get out of this? Yes. Fly is flying everywhere.
So GPK definitely could have secured that kill by just breaking his ult with Swashbuckle. Maybe he had cooldown? Actually, I don't know if he had used it previously to CS in the lane, but that felt like there was a kill waiting to happen. But nice escape from Fly. Toronto Tokyo scouting out some jungling shenanigans here from Gunner. Recovery plan happening. That he's level 3, Weaver is level 6.
Cookie connection into the scatter blast. Yuma has a level advantage, but it is a 1 versus 2. Infernal Blade already used, so he can just TP out quite easily.
Sending him back to base is already a major win here.
Nightfall wants to go for the Wisdom Rune or a kill. Looks like Fly will secure the Wisdom Rune. Lelis, in the meantime, will get some Drinking Buddies action. Get away safely. So in the end, Nightfall just a little bit of damage.
I want to say we haven't seen Carrie Weaver have the best track record this tournament. but obviously this hero is one of the highest tempo carries you can possibly have. If you have a good laning stage with this carry in your team, it's one of the best at just continuing to just run the map. Mid lane, GPK.
He's
no
out of mana inside the shards.
That's a big one.
Nouns pick up a huge kill. Much needed. Things were definitely spiraling a bit.
Yeah, and they get a D ward too from Fly here, so a little bit of an extra snack for him. He just made 500 gold. Will be rewarded with a pair of boots.
Yuma, he's gonna go. Okay, the cookie actually misses. He goes to the south, which is the perfect direction. Will he find the distance? Fly in the meantime will make his way over, and yeah, he actually gets out. So not able to make a kill happen for the Bubble Boys.
Ironically, I think they would have actually killed him if they didn't cookie at all. Because they would have still been able to force Yuma to windrun, and then you connect, and then you cookie for the stun during the windrun. But they kind of rushed that one a little bit with Trant coming in from the north. I think that was a pretty solid setup, but even BB team will make mistakes.
What do you mean even?
I mean, in the early laning stage, which is their...
Okay,
you know,
early laning stage. Yes. Sure. So I was going to say late game. That's their forte.
If this is late game to you, then...
No, I'm just saying in general.
Has to be
you were
bad.
making a general statement. All right, we're going to have a fight right now.
You were misinterpreting it on purpose.
TP from Lelis.
Uh-oh. Miro.
Yeah, Miro. He's going to get stuck in the ice shards. Actually, he's going on the aggressive cookie onto 2, but the snowball with 3 heroes inside. Maybe gets a little bit of damage to GPK coming in with the rolling thunder. The double jump doesn't fully hit onto Yuma, but I think they'll have the damage to secure the kill at the very least. Nice. So 1 kill with all these heroes up here, although it's not over yet. Tornado clips only 1. Fly looks like he's going to get run down. So double kill for GPK.
Full on team rotation here from the side of BB team, and they will convert this probably into a tower. I find it hard for Nouns to defend this. Gunner has low resources in the bottom lane. Lelis is on a quarter health, currently limping his way up there on the Hoodwink. Yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't see it. BB team will be expanding their lead here even further. This is the makings of a potential one-sided... Okay, they won't bring heroes.
Yeah,
there's Lelis.
They want to fight. Lelis dies before the fight even begins, it seems.
I mean, that's the thing about showing up as a 3rd health position 4 with level 4, right? If you get spotted by literally anything, you just food. So now they just got a bonus kill, and Nouns wasted TPs. They seem... Honestly, they seem very stressed out. You can tell that the pressure is on, not just in this individual game, but also tournament life. You're 1 step away from playing in the arena. So this game means the world to them. And under this amount of pressure, that's one of the scariest things about playing against BB team, I want to say in any stage of the tournament, is they really force you to keep your composure early. And a lot of teams, when they fall behind, they can struggle a little bit with finding the solutions. Nouns, I feel like I've done a pretty good job at that in this tournament, but this one is looking really grim already. They got to figure something out soon.
For sure. I mean, we talked about it time and time again. The bread and butter of BB team is the laning stage, and they have won handily. But we'll see what Nouns can do to try to get back in this game. 4K deficit, 7-1 advantage for BB team. As we can see, Nightfall closing in on the Maelstrom, just needs to be delivered. And, I mean, we sometimes see the Gleipnir right away, which it looks like that is the case. Obviously, if you're having a really good game, you can just opt for that. No defensive items needed quite yet. As save going to be spotted, but the Bushwhack will not hit, and now Lelis being pursued by Nightfall. But Burrow Strike, Gunner trying to walk away. Lelis gets Mortimer kissed, and
that's a good cocktail.
Yeah, he's dead as well. So 2 more kills for BB team. Although they lose.
Fly finds a bit of a trade.
Fly, okay, faking the TP. Great juke.
Yeah, he wanted to stick around and get some experience mid. I think this is a reasonable choice. He is kind of low on resources now because he's stuck around, though, but he's still a decent choice. We're going to now see GPK pick up a very early Blink Dagger. So obviously Pango has a couple of different build paths. You can go Auras, you can get the Diffusal, you can get what seems to be Blink Ags here coming his way. Has Diffusal just fallen completely out of favor? Am I missing something here? Is that not a thing on Pango, or... This is your hero.
They don't buy it anymore. As we're going to see the jump. Miero gets off the Doom. Snowball.
He got buddied.
Where is he going to? To the Doom himself. So eventually the Invoker will fall. Fly actually does get out. The Just everything going the way of Bed Bath & Beyond team right now. They should be able to take this tier 1 as well, if they want. At least pressure at the very least. Fly takes an Infernal Blade for his troubles.
Of all the things you could have thought of, you thought of Bed Bath & Beyond.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You really are one of a kind.
Why don't you just focus on the game?
Fortunately, you're one of a kind. That's more than enough. Saika invading the enemy ancient camp. He'll only take one before he leaves. He realizes the rotation is coming, so he will back off. And it's these little advantages that BB team will keep striving to take now with this early laning stage. Just that little extra steal away of a camp, the little extra information with the Treant. Definitely got plenty of space to work with, and you don't. That's what's also awesome about the draft they have, is they have a couple of nice pairings that can skirmish while also being strong in team fights. Yep. So the Treant plus Weaver is actually a very strong killer duo at this point in the game, but Treant can also just show up to a team fight, turn it around. Weaver is a really strong team fighting carry because of the Swarm right now. And then you also have Doom +1 generally results in a kill. Pango +1 generally results in a kill. So the way you as nouns need to play the map right now is really complicated, because you can't just take the simple approach of, okay, if we dodge this type of fight or these specific heroes, we can do this or that. All of the possibilities when heroes are off map are actually terrifying. So what this probably results in is, with the Sand King Dagger, I would imagine that nouns will want to try to look for a full-on team fight where they can use their big spells, but
wow,
BB team just don't give it to them. Okay, are they
could have had the Wisdom Rune for sure, but are playing it safe. You can see Fly actually took the opposing one.
Dire's middle tower
could have gotten away with 2. But
this is, especially Weaver, feels like a very safe candidate to try this with when you have backup, but okay. Maybe they don't know what 2 × 7 is.
Potentially. You never know. Players, they drop out of school early, you know, they play Dota all day. It's what we call brain rot, I think, in the business.
The brain rot boys.
I should have wrote that one down as well. As copy. We'll eventually find, surely, this Wisdom Rune is still there. Again, we talked about the first 2 Wisdom Runes are by far the most important.
Tower is under attack.
6K lead now. BB team. They are smoked up, looking for a fight.
Yeah. If it's on their terms, I really think both teams have extremely strong team fight possibilities, and it's so much about vision. And that's where having Treant and Weaver can be a real X factor. Toronto Tokyo will place one between the mid tier 1 and tier 2 tower to try to set up the fights. On their terms.
Dire's middle tower is under
and
attack.
Nouns don't really have good vision here. They have vision to the left of the lane, but that's not where any of the action is going to be. So they'll have to rely fully on the information from their tower, which, unfortunately for them, doesn't see through trees. So
maybe in the next patch.
A nice angle here, and this is just going to be a full-on free tower for BB team. Uncontested tier 1 mid. When are Nouns going to make their move? 2 kills in 16 minutes, and this is with Sand King Invoker.
Yeah.
These heroes are meant to be dominating
Gunnar,
at this.
He does have Blink, so
yeah, he's had it for a couple minutes, but they haven't really.
They haven't tried to do anything.
They haven't found an.
Surely they're aligning it or trying to align it with something else. Because this game is just going to fall further out of reach the longer it goes if you don't make a move.
That's the vibe I'm getting too, is that they are waiting for something, but I'm trying to wrap my head around what exactly it is, because at this point, if they're playing, they have to play to win here, not play not to lose. I don't think that's the right approach against the Doom lineup, is to just give him the whole map. The way we've seen Doom lose a lot of his games is that teams bring the fight to him and just overwhelm him before he gets too strong. In this case, BB team are just doing kind of whatever they want. Nouns seem very timid. It's a stressful game. There's definitely some mental aspect going on here as well, because this is not the Nouns that we've seen in the Gaimin Gladiators series. And also, I feel like in Game 1, they were being more active and taking more initiative on the map. This has seemed very tame.
Yep, feels like they're playing a bit scared right now.
Yeah, that is not the way you win this.
Well, we can see the Belch brothers working towards the top side into the gate.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, it's still 3 minutes till daytime. I mean, I feel like they could get Roche whenever they want, but maybe they have a different feel for the game right now.
Well, you could argue that if you're playing against an nouns team that isn't making the most moves, then that is where you offer them a fight. So you don't have to go to Roche. Their lineup's really good there. Invoker, Sand King in the pit.
Gunner. Ooh, okay. Just in time.
Nice
Blinks
reaction.
out. Rolling Thunder. Not going to fully connect until now. Mortimer's Kiss is just out of range, but it's going to go for Lelis instead. And Miero jumps in. Gunner, he's going to get Snowball safe for now. Back into the Doom, but a Scatterblast just rips off his head. Fly will be next on the list for BB Team. The rest of Nouns get out. And I think they're about to discover the Wisdom. Oh, dear me. Did we forget about this one? Oh, dear. Doom wasn't even used this fight. Back to the fountain, and
He's okay.
Yeah,
It's pretty close, but 100 health to go.
that is a level 1 Doom, so level 2 would have surely done it.
What do you think of Invoker's cloak?
His cloak?
Looks like a bird.
Oh, yeah, it does kind of look like Skyrath, doesn't it?
I mean, this is the one that is from the Crownfall, right?
Oh,
I think.
I don't know.
He's giving me superhero vibes, but currently only in looks.
I was going to say, this
the superhero plays to match this cloak.
Definitely a rough game for Nouns. BB Team all over them like bread on butter.
Yeah. Mid tower.
No comment on that, huh?
Nah.
Bread on butter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not good enough. Could do better. Actually, maybe not.
That's true.
10,000 gold for
Yep.
the BB squad.
This is getting worse and worse for Nouns.
Yep. It's a bit of a broken record at this point, so it is really just a matter of can Nouns somehow open something up. They have yet to take a tower. We're 20 minutes in. You're playing against Treant, who hasn't even skilled living armor, so you can't put the blame on that. They have just genuinely, the waves have been pushed out all the time, and BB Team have played a very constricting style, which is, you know, a very powerful way of playing Dota right now.
So Tokyo was spotted. Will use his overgrowth. Only going to find Fly.
Yeah, he thought there were way more heroes. There was clear he was overgrowthing and backing off, and now they're like, wait, that was only Tusk?
Yep. 2 ultimates used.
And he is
Fly. He's a goner.
back to the fountain.
Now, Aghanim Scepter for GPK. That, very good Ags for that hero, of course.
And I think this time around, BB Team will not forget the Wisdom Rune, because they are actually going to stay here for a bit. Now, steal the Tormentor.
Who will get the shard is the only question. It'll be saved.
Snapfire.
So the cookie will have a little Mortimer's Kiss for everybody.
And it heals 200. It used to be a talent on Snapfire.
Yep.
And now she gets it through the shard, and also...
It also
now
used
take
to
a-
jump you further, and they got rid of that,
Yeah.
which could be a quality of life, depending on your perspective.
Definitely had its moments that it was not ideal. I would say it made it better defensively, but a lot of the time worse offensively, because it was harder to hit the right distance. Sanjin Yasha now complete on Saika. An item we see sometimes, but I want to say among the carry pool, a somewhat infrequent pickup. Maybe once in every 5 games there's one of these.
Top tower is under attack.
But he likes it here, wants to get the status resistance, 25% against all these stuns, and despite that will still aim for a BKB by the looks of it after his shard.
Has fallen to the radiant.
But that is just another successful objective for BB Team, and
Yep, and with that Aegis, I mean, there's still 3 tier 2s for Nouns. This does feel like it's so way later than it actually is, just because of how much of a shellacking it is now.
I'm not opposed.
Hunter
to
stuns
a
and gets out.
bounty.
One of the few good things to happen to Nouns this game.
One of them didn't die.
Yeah. That is precisely correct. I mean, this tier 1 bot is still up.
Yeah. It's going to be hard to take as well. There's so many uncertainties for them. They have decent vision. They have some vision on the left right now that is actually showing the Weaver as well as Treant. So with that info, Nouns could go for an aggressive play here. They're pinging it right away. Now that they saw Weaver Tree over there, they're maybe assuming that BB Team will try for the Tormentor, which they would be right in assuming. And perhaps they can rely on that to bring them back. But BB Team have overcome their fiercest demon. Even the Tormentor can't stop them now.
Oh, wait, you
Gunner
too soon. Gunner with the Burrow Strike. Gleipnir's going to miss because of the Yules. It actually blinks out. Might be okay. GPK in the meantime. They might find him anyway.
Oh, did they not see him there?
Yeah, he's dodging quite nicely, but the cooldowns eventually will come to bite him, surely. The last right click is indeed enough for Baseball Team, who now have a 12K lead, 14-2 advantage, and the Aegis still for quite a while. And Copy, it feels like he's been running around the map in Ghostwalk the entire game. That's what
Nero has PKB.
Yes,
Doom
he does. Will be dooming. One of the high ground is Copy. Actually does get out. Fly in the meantime will be met by Nightfall, who kills the courier first. And we'll get Tusk after
Little
the
extra
fact.
snack.
Delicious.
And Miro will get that kill with the Infernal Blade damage over time. Yeah, I think calling them Baseball Team right now is actually, it feels like what they're playing with Nouns. One team is the bat and the other is the ball, and we would like to see both teams have a little bit of a bat.
Bat on bat action.
Yeah, be nice.
All right. Nightfall out of mana. Obviously still the Aegis for 2.5. Eat a Lotus. And get Greaves for good measure, so he's in fighting shape again.
And Nouns, it looks like, okay, they've had enough. We have to force something. The unfortunate thing is, I think the conditions are even harder than they were earlier. Now you're fighting into Aegis and an additional 7,000 gold than 5 minutes ago. I guess you have a little bit of a timing with your Wind Ranger BKB.
Gleipnir onto 2, and then
she needs to get it off, though.
GK with the Rolling Thunder. Nightfall getting quite low, but time lapses, and now Gunner, isolated from the rest of his team, gets an Epicenter off, doing quite a bit of damage, but it's going to be a trade for a Treant Protector at the end of the day. So a 1-for-1. And I don't see why they need to stop now. Yeah, Lelis is likely a goner. Copy being focused by GPK. Mortimer's Kisses still has that. As the Gleipnir going to hold him in place temporarily. Copy just barely gets away. The dust not going to clip him. Fly, though, not going to be so lucky. So big Brontosaurus team with this Aegis should be able to get this tier 2. See how much more they can get after the fact.
And I will say, the way this is looking right now, it is looking like a brutal beatdown.
Brutal beatdown team. That might be their name, actually.
Radiant's middle tower.
They've definitely had some closer series. We'll say that. But again, Cinderin, of all the teams to throw this lead away, this is the one. Will it happen, though? What do they need to do for that to happen? GPK would need to be transformed into GP Keck, and then Nightfall would just need to BKB TP despite having the advantage. Just all their usual suspects, you know?
Damn, you have really embraced memes. You used to be so against it. I'm proud of you. You've come a long way.
Well, you need time to, or you need things to fill the game sometimes. When it's an 18-3 game, surely you gotta find something. Deep within, as Lelis gonna break the smoke. And he is dead. Yep, Copy. Nightfall doesn't have that. Actually kills off the Hurricane Pike holding Courier. Pretty annoying for Copy. At least he gets out with his life, though. He has had that Ghost Walk activated for seemingly most of this game. Is that just me?
I mean, he's got 153 CS, so it's not like he hasn't.
No, I'm not saying. Yeah, it's just every time we look at him, he's Ghost Walked. It's a great spell, though, of course.
I mean, as easy as it is to harp on them not really looking for fights, you also have to understand just how difficult it is, right? There's a reason that Nouns are struggling to find fights on their terms and playing keep away because the vision from Treant, the vision from the Weaver, the aggression that BB Team have been able to bring since the laning stage has made it really tricky for them to actually handle this. But ultimately, you just have to be like... we've talked about this in previous casts in the past. Sometimes a 10% play is the best one because the alternative is 0. Like you gotta take a fight that's very hard to execute where specific things need to happen, because if you don't,
happens.
You wait another 10 minutes and it's 5%, you know? So I will say I understand that Nouns, it's an elimination game and it's really difficult and they're struggling with it. They have to try for something, or you're just gonna keep bleeding. Now they're gonna bleed Gunner down here.
Oh my! All right.
Yeah, the Weaver is pretty strong. So
yeah, I would say so.
He has a lot of net worth.
Copy in Ghost Walk. He's dead.
Yes, bye-bye.
Easy kill for balloon busting team, and they are just everywhere. They've really just been on top of things today. This game 1 was pretty stompy as well, Cinder, but not this. This is taking it to a new level.
And I think at this point the sample size is starting to matter, right? This just seems like a really bad matchup for this team. Nouns were on a recovery path. They came out of group stage 2 and 4. They're not looking too hot. Then all of a sudden they 2-0 Spirit. They have a good series against Gaimin, and then they get back to face the team that absolutely obliterated them on day number 1, especially in game number 1. And this series is just seeming a little bit like a repeat. It's unfortunate for them that they get the same matchup again, but that's how it is sometimes. You're gonna have to try to learn from your previous series and improve. And if anything, it seems like BB Team have figured them out even more. This is easily one of the most one-sided games of the entire tournament, and we're approaching the top 8 spot here.
Dire's top tower is
and there's a
under attack.
clear separation in this matchup between the two. Okay, Nouns. Hail Mary.
They need it.
It is now or never.
Fly breaks the smoke. Instantly stunned. There's a shackle, but Psycho pops the BKB. Miero follows suit. He's going to use the Doom onto the Windrunner, attempting to TP out, but no. No TP for you. And now a double kill for Nightfall as Fly takes a tumble as well. So that was the move from Nouns, and it results in 2 deaths.
Would have loved to see this fight break down 10 minutes ago, just to see. Maybe it goes the exact same way, you know? Like, maybe this... I just feel like this was even harder than what it could have been. Clearly, after 10 minutes in this game, I feel like BB Team were in a commanding position the whole time, and it was going to be difficult to avoid this outcome. But it always sucks a little bit to go out with this much of a whimper. I feel like this series does not do Nouns justice.
Yeah.
If this is the first series of Nouns you watch all tournament, you're like, man, how did this team make it to this stage? But they've had some really good games along the way.
Yeah, I think this
series
is
just not it.
This is just a really bad matchup for them.
It just is. But the question is why? Because they weren't necessarily... In this game, the lanes went poorly, so I get it. Like, you're against BB Team, you lose the lanes, and they roll you. That happens to many teams. But in the previous game, the laning stage actually went quite well, and then still... Gonna go on to save. He's very tanky. He still has the cookie, too.
Yep. They even pop Epicenter, and they just cannot find anything. Instead, they're going to take Mortimer's Kisses as Miero. Not able to get to the high ground, but GPK will come to save the day. Nice attempt from Fly to save him, but it's not to be this game. Game number 2 has Big Bonanza written all over it. So 2 deaths already for Nouns.
Huma's in instant
looking
overgrowth.
to clean everybody up. Copy desperately trying to at least find 1 kill in this fight for them. As Save still remaining alive. He gets shackled, finally brought to his knees. But it's a full team wipe. As Nouns miserably lose this fight. Ultra kill for Nightfall. And this, I believe, is the beginning of the end for Nouns at TI.
And in a patch where we have talked about how the net worth between teams is often quite close, even when one team is seemingly ahead by a meaningful amount in the flow of the game, this one is now approaching the good old magical 1,000 GPM lead per minute.
Oh.
As BB Team is now 31k ahead, minute 31. This is good old absolute stomping of a game. And for this patch, even more so. If this is what we were used to being a one-sided game, think about now just how incredible of a display of domination this is. A clinical game. They barely made a single mistake. The only moment I can think of was that little bit of a mess up with the cookie top, right? I have to go back 25 minutes to a little bit of a mistake on a 3-on-1 gank that did not lead to a kill. Aside from that, this has basically just been everything the way they wanted.
Yeah.
Just so clean. Saika now 12-0-9 on that Weaver, which is, you know, we've seen some very strong carry Weaver games. We've also seen misses, and this is a great illustration of why this hero can be an incredible carry, because when things go well early, he has been absolutely crushing them in every move.
For sure.
And this is a gone Roshan as well. Feels like it's just a matter of time before BB team go high ground and get team wiped.
You know what the sad thing is? Maybe it's not even, it wouldn't be sad for nouns in this. It's actually somewhat believable. I could actually see it because I have seen it many times. I mean, but like you said, this is it's seemingly insurmountable lead.
Borderline unlosable.
Yeah.
But what a comeback that would be.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Another Tormentor about to be in BB Team's name.
Radiant's top tower.
Do they even have any shards to get? Yes, Miero will get the shard that I believe Gunner received the other day for Doom that actually helped them win that game.
Heal on Scorched Earth whenever it deals damage. 60% of it. Toronto, Tokyo will find Gunner.
Yep. I hear a Rolling Thunder. He's going down the path of no resistance.
He might get out here, actually.
He blinks.
Phase boots.
The ball is coming for it. Oh, God, not the fountain anywhere.
The least known edge on the map. Apparently, there was a wall there.
Yep.
Yuma in mid, forcing the BKB here.
Doom applied.
They're killing him anyway. He's just dead.
Nightfall. He's going to tick down eventually. Remember, he still has his Aegis as Gunner taking a beating. He's dead as well. That is the Aegis. Mortimer Kisses being strewn apart. Toronto Tokyo with a big overgrowth onto 2. And now the Shikuchi in with the extra Geminate attacks. 4 dead for nouns. And BB Team looking to close this game out in style. Better believe in us, team. A couple buybacks for nouns. And they're going to go for the barracks, it seems, as GPK with the Rolling Thunder. Ellis is still spotted. Now he's just isolated in a corner. Very Blair Witch Project type of activity here, looking at the wall and dying.
That's not 2 Bs.
Oh, that's because it's on nouns, Cinder, and pay attention. It's going to be a full team wipe. An eventual GG as they put the Roshan's banner next to the fountain. That's going to do something. They're styling over them right now. Deleting circlets, save. That happened unironically in the last series.
Did he actually drop his own circle and destroy it?
No, it's somebody else destroyed it by accident.
No, I mean just now.
Yeah, right now. Yes.
Oh, man.
2 barracks down. 2 full lanes down, I should say, in favor of BB Team.
And it's just a matter of time before they force the bye-bye.
Bye-bye, team. Nice.
The enemy high ground. Saika,
Dire's top tower is under
by many considered one of the bad boys of Dota.
I like how you're finally embracing it. Right at the end of the game. The end of the series, I should say. Bushwhack into the sharpshooter. What can nouns do to defend this? Probably nothing, as it is 45K. I don't think we've seen that type of a lead.
First time this tournament for me.
Yeah.
At least.
And this will be the old mega creeps as Nightfall will pop the BKB in retreat. So nouns will continue to hold on, hoping that BB Team will have the worst throw of their lives.
Well,
knowing their history, you never know what lies at the end of this game.
Gaimin gives them 2%. 1%.
I mean, I can't blame them. If it's a 1% chance, you take it at TI.
I thought you meant, like, don't blame that it's 1% because it's BBT. It's like, as if the graph actually cares about the team's history or something.
Gaimin knows BB Team's history, all right?
As much as you love to harp on previous errors they've had in closing games out, you got to give credit where it's due. This has been extremely clean the whole way through.
Yeah.
They've sieged down 3 lanes of barracks without losing a hero. There's been absolutely no room given to nouns in these fights. They haven't found a single avenue to exploit any weakness, because fairly, the Radiant hasn't shown any. So
I never noticed that the shard actually physically shows when you click on it, and then it just disappears because they don't have any anymore. 50k lead for BB team, just rounding up here.
Yeah. So
you guys round up in Denmark?
No, that's an American-only thing.
Okay, yeah, I figured.
What's round? A circle?
Yeah, technically true, I guess.
Okay.
A balloon. Big old balloon. The nouns resigned to their base. I mean, surely, we'll see how much PTSD BB team have, because they could obviously just finish this game right now, but there is Roche they could wait for.
I mean, you could also bask in the glory. This is effectively like the last, the last course of the Tour de France, where you're just driving around and drinking a glass of champagne because you've already decided that you're the winner of the race.
Yeah.
That's what BetBoom are doing right now.
They're saying goodbye to NA. This is the final hope.
These guys don't drink, so they pop the smoke instead of the cork. And it's time to go.
Will be the recipient of this gank, if you want to call it that. 50 seconds of no buyback. A big overgrowth to Toronto, Tokyo to send NA back home. Nice attempted save there from Fly, but it is not to be. Like we've said, well, it's 2 Bs twice, actually, because of BB team. As Gunner desperately looking for one more kill. GPK does fall, but it's an ultra kill for Nightfall as the GGs finally come out. And BB team will continue on while Nouns will not.
5, man.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Okay, so
riveting.
The thing that's worth keeping in mind here, looking forward in the tournament as we do say goodbye to Nouns, first of all, I think in many people's minds, they exceeded expectations. They had a couple of really good series, and this could have been more than what it ended up with. For the side of BB team, this was a team that people thought might just completely falter after what was a bit of a bad